Tom Monaghan was born in Ann Arbor, Michigan, on St. Patrick's Day in 1937. On Christmas Eve, 4-year-old Tom's father died. Tom's mother couldn't afford to raise them without him. She fostered Tom and James. Tom fought on his first day at his new home and longed for his mother every day. Tom's mother became a nurse and supported her 2 sons 7 years later. Tom started school in Traverse City, Michigan. Tom met Father Russell Passano at his new Catholic school. He knew Tom's family situation and gave him odd jobs around the school and church for 35 cents an hour. Tom transferred after the 7th grade. He walked his town's main street looking for work. He then sold newspapers and picked cherries. It was laborious. He thought a machine to shake the trees and catch the cherries in the tarp would make the business more efficient. He first thought like an entrepreneur. Tom fished and sold his catch door-to-door while thinking of other ways to make money. Tom worked at a bowling alley after moving farms. By high school, Tom had moved to a rundown farm without electricity. Frost and light penetrated the walls in the winter. Tom's shoes and clothes were always covered in manure, and life was hard. He walked to school with his feet on the floor so no one would notice. While shoveling manure up to his ankles, he reflected on his life. How did I get so off track? He then decided to become a priest. After his mother paid with her savings, he applied to a seminary. Tom never felt homesick at the seminary. He was mischievous, getting into pillow fights and talking in the study hall, but he never did anything serious. In less than a year, he kicked Tom out of the seminary, and told him he didn't have a vocation. Tom's priesthood dream died. He had to move back in with his mother. His mother gave up on him after they fought constantly. She had a police officer take him to a juvenile delinquent home after school without telling him. I felt like a criminal but did nothing wrong. Tom took a different route home from school to hide from his classmates. Fortunately, his aunt and uncle petitioned the courts to have him live with them. Tom didn't care about graduating high school until his aunt started preparing. He asked his teacher for help graduating to avoid disappointing her. She let him graduate last. His yearbook stated, "The harder I try to be good, the worse I get, but I may do something sensational yet." He improved his grades at Ferris State College and applied to Michigan. He couldn't afford tuition after being accepted. He thought the Marine Corps was the Army and joined. He missed 2 years of college after realizing it was too late. If I survived the Marines, I could handle anything. He trained to improve mentally and physically. He read inspirational books, and imagined building an empire. Tom left the Marines in 1959. He saved $2,000 for college. He lost everything when a slick businessman convinced him to invest in a get-rich-quick scheme. He hitchhiked from San Diego to Ann Arbor for $15. He became a newspaper supervisor and lived with his younger brother, James. He dropped out after 3 weeks after barely affording college. He discovered that delivery is appealing and that opportunities should be taken advantage of. After paying for tuition and books, he dropped out again because he was too busy working to study. His future dreams were crumbling. His younger brother, James, saved him. Dominic's in Ypsilanti, near Eastern Michigan University, was for sale at a low price. He asked Tom to go by the store. Tom borrowed $500 from James in order to purchase the store with only $77 in his bank account. Tom dreamed big, but his store lost money every week. He ate stale popcorn from a cupboard for a week after running out of money. He could only afford burned pizza. Eventually, he became homeless and slept in the store. One night, half of his staff didn't show up, so he limited the pizzas they made and made the most money. He then focused on simple food and free delivery. He opened a second store in Mount Pleasant, near the Central Michigan University, after Ypsilanti became profitable. That and the first location were the busiest pizza joints in the country. Weekly pizza sales were in the thousands. Its customers were campus, students and delivery customers. Tom built his empire over a few years, similar to his marine training vision. After opening his third store, the former owner told Tom he couldn't use their name anymore because customers were confused. After one of his drivers told him he was Domino's guy, he chose it. He had bigger issues. More pizza deliveries meant more problems. Maintaining moist ingredients and a crispy crust was difficult. Tom requested a corrugated paper box with holes from a manufacturer to improve insulation and heat retention. You can't punch a cardboard hole, but American technology is launching space satellites. Tom's idea was cheap and mass-produced. He invented heated pouches, conveyor ovens, dough trays, and commissaries. Tom attended a Boston College franchise seminar in the late 1960s. He met Ray Kroc of McDonald's and Josh Brown of KFC. Both men transformed a small restaurant into a franchise. They inspired Tom to keep focusing on franchising. Nobody thought delivery could make money. Most places deliver to build volume before discontinuing. I thought I could. He then decided to open a store for a week. He had nearly achieved it by 1969. 32 Domino's stores opened, but most failed, leaving Tom $1.5 million in debt. A bank took over the company to avoid bankruptcy. After a year, the bank gave Tom the company in the worst financial shape it had ever been in. Tom slowly won them back, paying off his debt in a year. Instead of paying an initial fee, franchisees had to run a store for a year. Tom's idea was a huge success. The number of Domino's stores had tripled by 1983. Tom's policy boosted company growth. Orders not received within 30 minutes were free. Tom opened over 5,000 stores a year later, making Domino's the world's largest pizza delivery company. He bought the Detroit Tigers. Domino's has over 85 stores in 85 countries and is worth $9 billion. An orphan with bad luck built $1 billion pizza empire. Tell us in the comments what your favorite facts was from this video. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more.